If you look up the thyroid on pretty much any social media platform or any search engine, you will find thousands, if not millions, of results. With that being said, let's talk about what the thyroid is and what it actually does. This is going to be a pretty long series, so in this video, we'll simply talk all about the production of the active thyroid hormones. And by the way, all of this can be found in the article on my website. The thyroid gland is best described as a butterfly-shaped gland in your neck. The thyroid produces two main hormones, T4 and T3. The production of these two hormones starts in the hypothalamus, which is a small region of your brain. The hypothalamus releases TRH, or thyrotropin-releasing hormone. This travels through a specific vascular system connected to the pituitary gland. TRH stimulates the production of TSH, which stands for thyroid-stimulating hormone. TSH can then travel through the vascular supply between the pituitary gland and the thyroid gland. On the thyroid gland, it stimulates the uptake of iodine from the bloodstream. Inside the thyroid, there is a big protein called thyroglobulin. TSH stimulates the addition of iodine onto thyroglobulin, which can then be cleaved into different subsections, releasing the two important molecules, T4 and T3. The thyroid releases approximately 90% of the inactive form T4 and only about 10% of the active form T3. Luckily, most cells with receptors for T3 contain the deiodinase enzyme, which can essentially remove one of the iodine atoms from T4, converting it into the active form T3. This enzyme is present on pretty much every cell in the body, with the highest concentration on the thyroid, the liver, and the kidneys. With that being said, the thyroid receptor itself is located on pretty much every cell, including the brain, bone, heart, intestine, liver, kidney, thyroid, pituitary gland, hypothalamus, cochlea, and retina. The last question to answer is, what does the thyroid receptor actually do? The thyroid receptor actually sits inside of the cell, attached to what are called thyroid response elements on our DNA. Without T3 present, they're pretty much dormant and don't do anything. But when T3 binds to the receptor, it stimulates these thyroid response elements to code specific pieces of our DNA, producing specific intracellular proteins. Essentially, the thyroid hormone changes what proteins are being produced to have different physiological effects on the body. It's different depending on what type of cell it binds to. For example, it's different in the kidneys, the liver, the brain, the muscles, etc. And there are typically multiple different proteins that are upregulated, which will be the subject of our next video. Interestingly, it also represses the expression of certain genes, meaning it will stop the production of specific proteins, which may have effects in opposition of what the active thyroid hormones do. So it can increase certain proteins and decrease other proteins to have a much stronger and more pronounced effect. That being said, stay tuned for my next video to learn what these effects actually are.